When I was little, whenever I'd feel small or lonely, I'd look up at the door, wondered if there was a life beyond it. There was an entire population of possibilities. Turns out, I was thinking with the wrong expectations. When ding-dong ditchers entered our world, it was through the very same door. The gate between dimensions. The breach. I was just a kid when they first made land on our doorstep. By the time we got to the door, there was nobody there. We mourned our lost time, memorialized the attack, and moved on. And then, only days later, the second attack struck. And then the third, and then the fourth. And then we learned this was not going to stop. This was just the beginning. We needed a new weapon for the sake of the greater good. To fight these monsters, we created monsters of our own. The Dong program was wait a second, scratch that. The Ding Donginator project was formed.
If you got that Pacific Rim reference in the intro, then you know we're dealing with scenarios of life and death. Is what I would say, but in reality, some of my neighbors and I just use ding dong ditching as a way to say hello, which is a bit of an oxymoron now that I think about it. However, I do have a serious problem that I need to solve. I've grown rather out of shape and I just can't run away as well as I used to, so I feel like I'm losing my competitive advantage. Let's see if we can get that advantage back. I was initially thinking about going on the defensive and making some sort of water balloon throwing contraption or blaring alarm whenever somebody got near our door, but I figured the delivery drivers who already have a rough enough job would not be too fond of it. So instead, I decided to go on the attack. So here's the goal. We find one of our ding-donging perpetrators and we give him a how the turntables moment. The typical doorbell timeline is as old as time. All you'd have to do is press the doorbell, and then the target would drop whatever they're doing, come and answer the door, and you have a nice neighborly conversation. If we can set off that doorbell chime without needing to press that button, then we will leave our target none the wiser, whether we're in the house, 100 feet away from the house, or in a different country. When they build up all that anticipation, running to the door and open it to see nothing, they'll know that we got our payback. How can we get it done? Well, initially I was thinking about modding the doorbell itself. Good thing I missed it that time. But everybody has a Ring doorbell in my neighborhood, meaning I would be caught on camera before being able to actually go on the offensive. So I need to figure out something that I can deploy in the home. And some of you may be thinking, use a Bluetooth speaker, but that's too basic. We could totally over-engineer this thing, spend more time and more money for a subpar result, so let's do that. I'm planning on developing a 3-unit system to success. One will be a doorbell emulator. The emulator will hopefully sound very similar to our doorbell chime and leave our target dazed and confused. Now the next topic is how do we trigger it, and that's where the next 2 units come in. One is simply just going to be a remote. Now that remote, controlled by yours truly, will be able to tell our doorbell emulator when we want it to go off. That last unit, well, that's gonna be something a little special that I'm just gonna use to have a bit of fun. We're gonna make a motion detector that will be able to detect when somebody's nearby. It'll send a signal to that same exact emulator, which is gonna hopefully make that same doorbell sound, and then we have sweet, sweet victory.
How do we get these units to actually communicate with each other? Well, just like you'd see waves ripple out whenever you throw a pebble into a pond, we're going to be exchanging data over electromagnetic waves in the air that we call radio waves. The TV, radio, and Wi-Fi all function, in principle anyways, with this concept. We will be working with a specific frequency band of RF, or radio frequency, at 433 megahertz, since it's allowed in many countries without a license and widely available in the form of modules. Of course, we'll be housing a transmitter in both the remote control and the motion unit to send data for some one-way communication to the main emulator unit that's going to contain a single receiver to decode all that information and trigger our fake doorbell.
I want to get the sound of the emulator down first so that I know the project can actually fool somebody, and I'm thinking about going with the speaker system because then I could use it for more than just a doorbell. You know, I could program it to tell me it's proud of me, or For that, all we need is a speaker fit for the application. So I just have a 4 ohm, 3 watt driver here. We're gonna need an Arduino Nano or similar microcontroller to control it. A DF player that's gonna let us store and play back MP3 files from an SD card. And also an amplifier so that we can boost our signal strength and ensure good sound quality. I had pretty high hopes initially, but unfortunately the first few tests were nothing close to quality. First, I think I was dealing with a too little power being supplied to the circuit situation, so I switched to a dedicated supply that could handle the job a little better. Then I came across what happens when you try to mix digital and analog signals while attempting to use a breadboard as a stable ground. Breadboards are certainly great, but connecting your common grounds directly from a single point is much better for avoiding unwanted potential differences and noise. With a bit of tinkering and all that said, here's what it sounds like. It's not bad, but I don't think it's enough to fool a trained ear who's been hearing the same chime for years. I decided to take a step back from the speaker adventure and take a closer look at our existing doorbell, which, if you aren't already aware of, works by simply energizing a solenoid to pull back a plunger equipped with a small spring, and upon de-energizing, or cutting off the power, it slams into a tuned piece of metal and makes that ding-dong you've come to know and love. Then it hit me. Why recreate the wheel when $13 and 2 days later, I can have a new toy, and that new toy is the exact same model as many of the homes in my neighborhood. Now, all I have to do is toss away all that audio equipment that I've been wasting time with, and instead hook up the doorbell chime and a relay. A relay is just an electrically operated switch that we can control and use to mimic the action of somebody pressing the doorbell button. So, when we tell this relay to close and then open again, we'll hopefully set off the doorbell in the exact same fashion as everybody's come to remember. With the doorbell emulator sounding like the actual thing, because it is the actual thing, now we just need to put together the two easier components that are going to tell the fake doorbell when to go off. The remote control was really quite simple to get working. One of the two transmitters I got, very similar to this one right here, actually came in a little 4-button remote, so I didn't have to 3D print a case for it or hook up any buttons. All I had to do was make sure things were plugged in and coded correctly, and oh yeah. Lastly, the motion sensing, which will use this cheap PIR, or passive infrared sensor, along with another Arduino Nano and that second transmitter we have to detect whenever somebody is in the direction that we're aiming. I also programmed in a 2 to 5 minute delay between when the motion sensing unit is allowed to tell our fake doorbell to ring, and it's just going to add a sense of randomness and make it difficult to pinpoint the location that we set it up. I want to show everything working together. We have our handy dandy motion sensor right there, which can activate this relay whenever it senses somebody, or remotely activate the relay from the push of a button. Now when everything's powered up, each of those will pull the solenoid back and set off the doorbell. A bit of cable management here, a little double-sided tape there, and a small 3D printed case for the motion detector, and we're on our way to providing glorious retribution. Oh buddy, oh boy, it's time to get some payback. The range of these radio frequency modules is actually much better than I was expecting, and I didn't even toss the antenna on our receiver here. I'm gonna have to be stealthy and make sure I'm careful on how I transport it so that my plans aren't immediately foiled, and I also probably shouldn't take it anywhere near an airport. Alright, I've got a target in mind. I'll let you know how it goes.
I just heard the doorbell. I'm sure it's just a package. Don't worry about it.
I know, but I want to go check. Hold on.
That little stinker. Seriously.